Hey Scalers! In case you don't know, LinkedIn is the largest B2B database, and mastering it means unlimited sales opportunities for you. In this video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips for LinkedIn beginners. The number one is optimizing your LinkedIn profile. The second is using LinkedIn Sales Navigator like a pro. The third, using LinkedIn Sales Navigator but that time for free. The fourth is bypassing the daily messages limit of LinkedIn. And the last one is about automating your lead generation and outreach. So let's jump straight into it. Let's start with step number one, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile is probably the first online impressions that you're going to leave into someone's mind. And an optimized LinkedIn profile increases your credibility and response rates. So for you to have a very optimized LinkedIn profile, you need those 6 things. A good profile picture and a banner, a descriptive headline. You need to make use of the pronoun field. You need to have a crafted about section, as well as showcasing your skills and activity. And of course, the last one, you need to activate the LinkedIn verification badge. Once you have that, you're pretty good to go. For the profile picture, I really recommend you to use a professional high resolution headshot with a very good lighting. The way you dress on that picture could be business casual, but I think it needs to be relevant as well to the industry you are in. A LinkedIn banner is a piece of online real estate that you absolutely need to leverage, and it needs to contain a very clear value proposition as well as a call to action. We're going to take my LinkedIn banner as an example. Also, a few months ago, LinkedIn updated that banner feature, allowing you to have multiple banners going from right to left and showcasing multiple messages to viewers of your profile. I'm going to show you how to do that very simply. So you need to go on that little pen to update your cover images. I have selected 3 cover images. The first one is really about what Scalelist is. So number one, LinkedIn Sales Navigator extractor. I share with you that you can get valid emails in just 1 click. You have our mark on the Chrome Web Store, as well as a review from one of our users. Then a call to action. So do you want to test it for free? If yes, you can get 63 credits. So you can test Scalelist for free and get 63 credits. And also, because we are a solution that works on top of LinkedIn Sales Navigator, most people who might be interested to learn and use Scalelist for free, they might not specifically know about LinkedIn Sales Navigator. If you want to learn more about LinkedIn Sales Navigator, we have documented everything on our YouTube channel. In 3 cover images, I shared with you what I do, what you can get for free, and also how you can learn to be able to access what I provide for free. The step number 2 is about your headline. Keep in mind that your headlines appears everywhere on LinkedIn. So search, results, messages. Most people, unfortunately, make it a lot too generic. So if they are a founder, they're going to write founder. If they are a sales manager, they're going to write sales manager. I would recommend not do that. However, I would suggest you to write an headline that is related to the problem that you are solving. So if we take my LinkedIn headline as an example, you can see that I wrote find more valid emails in 1 click. Why? Because the product that I'm selling, Scalelist, helps you to find more valid emails in 1 click. As I'm quite active on LinkedIn, so I appear in search, results, messages, and whenever I interact with someone, they can immediately understand what problem I solve. At least you vehiculate that message and it's very clear for people to understand how you can help them. So to write or edit your LinkedIn headline, you need to go on that edit button here. And you can see that you have the ability to edit your intro information, but regarding the headline, it's here. You can write something that is related to the problem that you solve. Once done, you can just click on save and you are good to go. The step number 3 is the pronoun field. LinkedIn allows customization beyond the traditional pronouns that are him, her, and them. So you can use this space for extra marketing and write something that is related to you or your company. In my case, I have replaced and customized my pronouns by from Scalelist because I'm on a renew from Scalelist. But if you are, let's say, a lead gen expert or AI-driven outreach person, you can write lead generation expert. That specific custom pronoun appears in the DM as well as the connection request, and it can act as a mini pitch. To update this specific pronoun, you can just update it by going into your edit intro section and go into the enter custom pronouns. On my end, I wrote from Scalelist, but you can write whatever characterize yourself or your company. And once it's done, you can save it. Et voila. The step number 4 is about crafting a compelling about section. So you can use storytelling to explain who you are, what you do, how you can help your LinkedIn profile viewers. Then that could include as well keywords related to your industry or the service or product that you are selling. And of course, it needs to end with a call to action that guides the visitors on the next step. So for example, they can DM you, email you, call you directly. Now, let's dive into my LinkedIn About section. Here we are, as you can see, About section of my LinkedIn profile. To update it, I need to click here. The way I structured that About section is I started with a sentence that is very similar to what you have read into my headline. So I help sales leads to find more valid emails in one click. Then I presented myself. So welcome, I'm Arnaud. I've been an entrepreneur for the past 5 years. I co-created 2 companies and I share more details about those 2 companies. I also mentioned about what I'm publishing about daily, so sales, marketing, AI, and you have the call to action. So if the above information is interesting for you, you can easily email me using this email address, or you can call me WhatsApp. And once that's done, you can save it and you're good to go. When somebody visits your LinkedIn profile, they need to understand very rapidly what you are doing as well as what are your top skills. LinkedIn made it very easy because in the about sections, you have possibility to highlight your top skills. In my case, I selected business development and sales, but if you want to update it, you can simply click on that button. And let's say you want to add a skill, you can click on add a skill. I'm going to add sales operation. I click on sales operation, and now I should have 3 skills visible on my profile. So right now, as you can see, top skills, business development, sales, and sales operation. Pretty easy and very useful. Now let's dive into the activity section of your LinkedIn profile. Being active on the platform, meaning commenting and posting on a regular basis, is extremely important. You need to consider your LinkedIn profile as a landing page, which means that you need to drive traffic from the LinkedIn feed directly to your LinkedIn personal profile. As you can see on my end, I'm pretty active. So I have almost 40,000 followers on LinkedIn and I post very, very regularly. And what it does is, of course, it brings credibility because I showcase my learnings, the failures, and also the positive things that are happening in my day-to-day business life. And one thing that is very important is by bringing traffic, you can capture it on LinkedIn. So as you can see, I have the analytics of my profile. So I have roughly 2,000 people who have viewed my profile very recently. What you can do is you can understand who are those people. Based on your ideal customer profile and buyer persona, you can after that retarget them and reach out to those people and make sure that you engage conversation because they could be potential clients. The last step is about you getting your LinkedIn verification badge. So as you can see here in between my name and my custom pronoun. The way to get it is very simple. So you need to go to the LinkedIn verification page. You need to verify your identity using your mobile. It literally takes 3 minutes. And then LinkedIn will display that check mark next to your profile. That's it. Now that you have your LinkedIn profile completely set up with the right image, a very communicative banner, a custom pronoun that is visible and makes sense as well for yourself. Also, you have an about section that vehiculates a real message and the top skills that are visible. Now you're ready to literally bring more viewers on your LinkedIn profile and post more content and comment more content. What we're going to see right now is how to set up your LinkedIn Sales Navigator account. Before subscribing to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you need to evaluate what plan is matching your needs. So you have three main plans. So the core plan for individuals, the advanced package for teams, and the advanced plus plan. Honestly, I don't know anyone using the advanced plus. Assuming that you are an individual, four things that you will be able to do a lot better using LinkedIn Sales Navigator. First, sending email, so sending messages to people who are not connected with you. Second is building lead search and account search. Also being alert when you have new leads or new accounts matching your criteria. And the fourth one is building custom lists. LinkedIn Sales Navigator core package can be billed to you monthly or annually. As I'm based in Singapore, the pricing are in Singapore dollar, so it costs me $102.79 per month, Singapore dollar. But not everyone has the budget to pay $103 almost Singapore dollar per month to access all the capabilities and functions of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Also, one additional point is $102 is almost 76 US dollars. If at the moment you don't have the budget to pay for LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I have a little trick for you to get it for free for 2 months. So you need to have a friend who has LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and you need to ask that friend, let's say that friend is me, to go into the referrals section of his LinkedIn Sales Navigator account to refer you via LinkedIn message. And so basically you need to be first degree connection. I can select you and then I can send you my link. That way you will get 2 months of LinkedIn Sales Navigator for free. I'm not joking with you when I say that I can be your LinkedIn Sales Navigator friend. So if you really need LinkedIn Sales Navigator, feel free to comment that video and I can refer you. And the first 5 people, I will connect with them and I will refer them for them to get 2 months of LinkedIn Sales Navigator for free. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a game changer for targeted B2B lead generation. So the question is, why should you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator? So you have 5 reasons for that. The first one is that you can access to the full LinkedIn database. With LinkedIn itself, you have limit in the searches that you can make. With LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you have no limit. You can search unlimited. The second is the advanced filterings on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you have in total 34 different filters, so you can see them here, and it helps you to segment your ideal customer profile with different filters such as company type, the job title, the geography, the industry, etc., etc. The differentiator number 3 is the InMails. InMails allow you to send messages to people you are not connected with. Let's take the following example. I want to reach out to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is on LinkedIn and we are 3rd degree connection. But if I want, I can use one of my 150 emails, so 150 credits, to send a message to Snoop Dogg. For example, the characteristic number 4 is that you can save your searches and receive alerts. So you get notified whenever a new lead match your criteria. So I'm going to give you an example. So here we are into a LinkedIn Sales Navigator lead search. We're going to build a very simple lead search and I'm going to walk you through the different filters that you can possibly use. As you can see, you have different categories of filters. So you have the filters for the company, filters for the role, filters for personal, and then we're going to go through like those pretty cool filters as well, like buyer intent, recent update, best passing, and the workflow as well. So let's focus on those 3 on the left hand side. One filter that I really like using is the company headcount, simply because each type of companies has different problems and also different way of taking decisions. For example, a company with headcount between 11 to 50 won't have the same problem than a company with 1,000 to 5,000 employees, and they won't take the decisions the same way, in a sense that that company with 11 to 50 people, let's say I'm prospecting them, I can directly talk to the founder or the CEO of that company. If I go and target the company between 1,000 to 5,000 people, I might not reach out directly to the CEO or the founder. It's going to be somebody else, probably a head, a director, maybe a VP, but it's going to be someone senior, but still below the founder or the CEO in the organigram. The company account that I will select in that case will be 11 to 50 people. One additional filter that you can select and use in the company section is company headquarters location. So that is very useful if you want to target company specifically located in a location. Let's say you want to use United States, you can easily write companies that have their headquarters in the United States. I prefer to use the geography filter rather than the company headquarters because in that case we are targeting leads. So I prefer to know where my leads are versus the headquarters of the company. So let's continue with the role section. You have 6 different filters here, but I would say the most relevant one is current job title. Function is interesting if, let's say, you want to target the entire sales department or business development department of the company, but usually no one does that. Current job title is usually the way to go to. We're going to select CEOs as job title and Chief Executive Officer. One other interesting filter in the role section is years in current company. So if you want to target companies that are mature or very young or quite old, because a CEO who is in the company for less than a year versus 3 to 5 years versus more than 10 years, they won't have the same priorities. So that's important to take that information into consideration. In my case, I'm going to select years in the company, 3 to 5 years. Then the geography, of course, you have all the geographies possible. You can target by city and you can also target by postal code, but let's go after a country, United States. After that, one key filter in the personal section is the industry. So you have a wide variety of industry that you can go after. The one that I will pick up is software development. We went from a lot of different results to now targeting it to 2,000 results. Now that I know I want to keep prospecting that ideal customer profile and buyer persona, but mostly I don't want to do that search again and again. So to avoid doing that again and again, you can save the search to get notified of new results and use that toggle. What it's going to do is it will save your lead search into the saved searches that are here. So as you can see, that lead search has been saved here. I have saved in the past multiple searches. And as you can see, every time I received an alert when there is a new result coming in. So for example, for that particular search, self-employed, 1 to 10, 11 to 50, CEO or chief executive. Since I've done that search December 2024, I received 551 new results. So which means that automatically I have 551 results that I can now target automatically without having to do the job again. Another powerful way to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator and find leads that are even more qualified for you is to use those buyer intent filters. For example, if you use that toggle following your company, you will be able to understand who are the leads matching the criteria from your lead search who are following your companies on LinkedIn. So I know we went from 1,500 to 32 results. Those 32 leads who are CEOs that have been in their company for 3 to 5 years in the US, in the exact industry that you are prospecting, they are following you. So which means that they already know your companies. And if, let's say, I decide to reach out to them, they might know already who I am and I don't reach out cold. Another way to filter your leads even more is to use the view your profile recently toggle, which means that you can target leads who have recently checked your LinkedIn profile, which means that similarly than the previous toggle, they know about who you are. So if you reach out to them and say, hey, Karen, and then you drop a message that is interesting for her, then of course there is a high chance that she replies versus reaching out to a complete stranger. A section that I really love is the recent update sections. The 3 filters in that section. The change jobs is very important in a sense that when somebody joins a new company, the first 90 days are crucial because they have budget to spend and they need to put new processes in place. So I would say that leads needs to show that he is valuable for the company, and it also needs to take a lot of actions. So reaching out to them at that time to propose your service or your solution is very important and relevant. Posted on LinkedIn as well as mentioning in the news are 2 relevant toggles as well, because posted on LinkedIn means that the people are active and they share their opinions or they share tactics and tips related to what they are doing in their professional life or even on their day-to-day life, could be also personal. And then the mention in the news is one specific information that you can leverage to reach out to them with a personalized message. One particular filter that I really like in the workflow section is persona. Persona is specific people or titles that you want to go after inside a specific market and industries. So to create one, you can go into persona on the top right here. As you can see, I have already created some personas, so mainly sales director and some in the US. But to create a new one, you need to click on create a new persona. Then you can name it such as Sales Director, United Kingdom. Then you can select a function. You can say sales, seniority level. You can select director, for example, current job title, sales director, and then you can use the geography United Kingdom. And now you have your persona sales director in the UK, and you can just save it. And the way you can use it after is create a new lead search, and in that new lead search you can select your persona sales director United Kingdom. And what it's going to do is it's going to take all the sales director in the United Kingdom. And as you can see, they are all sales director in the UK. Now I'm going to share with you how you can build a lead list. It's super simple. So let's go back to the initial lead search that we've built with the persona, so sales director in the United Kingdom. As you can see, this is the one that we have here. If I want to build a lead list with some of the leads in that lead search, I just have to select them and I can save to list, create a new list, and then I can write my list name. So Sales Director UK, and I create and save. Here we are. Super simple. After that, you can easily notice that this lead list is saved. Now let's learn how to create an account search. So you need to go into account here and use the filters that are across 3 different sections, so company attributes, spotlights, and workflow. Similarly than what we have done for the lead search, we need to pick some filters and adjust them based on our ideal customer profile. In that case, we're going to select company account, which is of course one very important criteria. I'm going to pick 11 to 50 because that's a type of companies that I like going after, because decision making is very fast and I can directly talk with very senior people, most of the time the founder or the CEO. Then I'm gonna select the headquarters location. So I'm going after company in the United States. Similarly, then in our lead search, gonna go after software development companies. Similarly, then what you have in the lead search, you have access to a wide range of industries. One specific element that I like selecting in the filters is the department headcount growth. So in my case, I have companies that are related to the sales industry and that are used by salespeople. Whenever a sales department is growing, it means that they can use either my service or my solution. So if we select sales as a department and we take a minimum growth of 33% and I decide to not cap it, then it means that we're going to exclusively go after company that have a sales department that is growing minimum by 33%, which means that we narrow our account search a lot. And as you can see, we now have 1,500 results. So among those 1,500 results, their sales department is growing by 33% minimum. So a similar process than earlier. If you want to save those accounts from your lead search into an account list, you just have to select them, save to list, create a new list, write a name for that account list. So let's say test sales 33% USA software dev. Create and save. So far, so good. To find that account list, now you need to go into accounts, see account list, and you can see that our account list is now here with 25 accounts because we only selected 25 accounts in the account search. Here we are. Pretty simple. As mentioned earlier, I want to share with you how we can bypass LinkedIn Sales Navigator messages limits. But first, we need to study what are the LinkedIn and LinkedIn Sales Navigator limits. In terms of the connection request, you can send on average 100 to 200 connection requests per week. So it's about 30 to 40 connections per day. In terms of the classic messages, so the messages that you can send to your first degree connection, it's about 150 per day. For the InMails is 25 per day. For the open InMails is 200 per week. You can visit on average 80 profile per day and 150 whenever you have a premium account, so premium LinkedIn or LinkedIn Sales Navigator account. As you can see on my screen, my LinkedIn Sales Navigator settings indicate 150 available email messages, meaning I can reach out to 150 people who are not connected directly with me, but who are second or third degree connections, meaning that I can only reach out to 150 new people per month. And among those 150, max 10 are going to reply positively. So for you to sustain your business, it's not going to be enough. Let's see how we can bypass those limits using also LinkedIn. So I'm going to show you one way you can start reaching out to people who are second and third degree connections with you and messaging them without using any of your email credits. And for that, you need to be part of specific groups where your ICP and buyer persona might be part of. So for example, here we have the B2B sales network. I'm part of it. You have 227 and 342 members, and I can show them all. You can see that third degree connections or second degree connections with most of them. However, I can start messaging them without using any of my email credits. That's pretty cool. So the last part of this video is specifically for you to learn how to scrape your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator in just one click, and then being able to send an outreach to those leads that is specifically related to something that they personally live right now. So I built a lead search specifically for that last part. I selected a company account with 51 to 200 people. I'm going to go after sales directors. Of course, I'm targeting the United States and the software development industry. One recent update filter that I'm going to use is the change jobs. So I want to target new sales director in their companies. One software that I use to scrape my LinkedIn Sales Navigator lead is Scalelist. It's the #1 LinkedIn Sales Navigator extractor, and it helps you to export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator in just one click, cleaning that information and enriching it with valid emails and phone numbers. To get access to Scalelist on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I first need to create an account on Scalelist, but also I need to download the Scalelist Chrome extension on the Chrome Web Store. So we're going to do it together. So yes, I want to add this as an extension. Okay, it's downloaded, and now I'm going to pin it here. So now we can go back to LinkedIn Sales Navigator lead search. So to extract my 68 results from here, I simply have to click on export leads. So it's going to bring me directly to Scalelist. Of course, I'm gonna log in with my personal credentials on Scalelist, and our 68 leads search was already pulled into Scalelist. So now we just have to give our list a name. So let's say Sales Director USA 51 to 200, and then we're gonna export the 68 leads. So it's going to take a few seconds before we are able to fully extract the 68 leads. Oh, here they are. So as you can see, we have our 68 leads that are here. And now our objective is to enrich that information with valid email. So to do that, it's super simple. You just have to do into data enrichment, click on search emails, click on all leads, click on search emails, and now it's going to progressively search every single emails that we can find for every single of those leads. Also, you need to keep in mind that whenever you use Scalelist, you use credits exclusively when you export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator to Scalelist. Every email that is found is actually free. So now we have our 68 leads enriched. So among them, 54 have an email, and among the 54, 41 have a valid email. So it's more than 60% of the total extracted leads. So as you can see, when it's green with the tick, it's a valid email. When it's yellow with an exclamation mark, it means that it's risky. So a valid email means that the email is valid and it won't bounce. For the risky, it means that the email exists, but we are not able to verify if it is a valid email or not. So to push that data into any outreach platform, you can, for example, export that data into a CSV. So you can click on export CSV and click on export all leads or other export valid emails only. So let's just click on export valid emails only, just for the sake of the example. And then we're going to open that CSV together. So this is the type of data that we are able to collect. So the LinkedIn profile URL, the Sales Navigator profile URL, first name, last name, job title, company, industry, company size, city, the country, if the person has a LinkedIn Premium or not. So LinkedIn Premium means LinkedIn Premium and LinkedIn Sales and all LinkedIn Sales Navigator, the website, the email, as well as the email status. Then you can use that information directly into an outreach platform such as Lemlist, Instantly, or SmartLead. Now, if you're wondering how I cold email and what platform I use to send those emails, I use a tool called Lemlist, and I'm going to put a link down in the description for you to have a look. So in a nutshell, Lemlist allows me to send automated sequences of email and LinkedIn messages to those leads. Whenever I create a new campaign, as you can see on my screen, I can have access to templates library, and it gives me inspiration to write my own cold email sequences. I can use and start my campaign from different steps and different channel. I can use conditions as well. So if a prospect takes A action or B action, this happens. And that is very crucial whenever you send elaborated cold email sequences. If you are interested, we recorded a full video tutorial on how to cold email your prospects for beginner. I'm going to add the link in the description below. All right, guys, that is all for this LinkedIn tutorial. I really hope it was helpful. If I did not cover one topic that you would like me to, feel free to drop it in the comments down below. I see you in the next one.